Yes, we welcome back to another episode on Gunner Street, and we're here after Arsenal pick up a 1-0 tough victory at the Molineux against Wolves. And to be honest, there's a lot of talking points we can get to in this game. First of all, I'm with Jonathan. Jonathan, give me your thoughts about this game. No Odegaard this game. We know it was going to be a tough fixture away from home against Wolves, but let me know your thoughts going into this game, and what do you think about the first half in general?
Yeah, so it's great to be back on. Big stuff, huge, awesome for the new year. I think this game was a real testament to Arsenal's trials and tribulations of being able to kind of work through problems. In the first half, they had some positioning issues, but you saw some great play in the back. Particularly, there's a lot of great saves by Raya and by some of the defenders that was coming in. So you could really tell that Arsenal was really on the front foot. You had Lewis Skelly, you had some of the attackers. Kai Havertz had a couple of good looks, but then Lewis Skelly had that issue with the refereeing, and just kind of things dwindle from there.
And I want to talk about that, Jonathan, quickly, because for me, never in the history have I seen a red card for something like that. Football. They said reckless endangerment, reckless play, or whatever. Never in a million years. They said it's a goal scoring opportunity. Never in a million years. He's on his own half. Can you justify that red card for me? Because I can't justify it to the fans. Can you please give me some insight on that red card for me, please?
Yeah, so I do a lot of refereeing New York City soccer clubs around the city. And I can tell you, I've studied the rule book through and through. That is not a serious foul play. First off, when a serious foul play comes into being, the player has to be in a goal scoring position. That player was ridiculously far from a goal scoring position. And second, that ability to tackle from behind like that can be a red card offense, but it has to be an intentional red card offense. In his case, he was trying to block the ball and trying to go for the player. In that case, it's a 50-50. It is not a red card. So that is very much a yellow card.
Great breakdown from you, Jonathan. And I will say this, Mikel Arteta, credit to Mikel Arteta today, because not only did he was proactive with the changes, we got into halftime, we took off Ethan Wanieri, we brought on Carlo Calafiori, and ultimately that changed the game. We get a foothold back in the game. And first of all, before we want to talk about that, their red cards to me should have been a straight red. Should have had a red before for João Gomez, but ultimately luck is on our side today, unlike most games this season, and he's sent off. When that sent off, that's the ultimate equalizer. Let me know your thoughts when he's sent off. Did you automatically think we were going to want to get that goal?
So I'm going to be honest, Big Steph. I think this is a real indicator that the PGMOL is taking note and really looking at how fouls are applied to both teams. Because in that case, he definitely had the opportunity to not send him off, but he did. And I think in large part he did that, frankly, because a lot of the PGMOL is all right, if we're going to make a mistake, we have to make a mistake on both sides. And in this case, in this game, it was very clear they kind of made a mistake on both sides. One player had maybe a questionable yellow, the other player very much had a questionable red. So I think they did a good job of evening it out, and I'm not going to say I give credit to the officiating because they suck, but I'm going to say that they made the right move in terms of applying the same rule to both teams.
Absolutely agree with you 100%, Jonathan. But ultimately, we get the win. Ricardo Calafiori, with a great goal. Ultimately, Liverpool won their game today, so the gap doesn't change, but we needed to not drop points here at all. No. So that was crucial in our going forward. But
yeah.
A lot of people are already dim and don't gloom on our Premier League hopes. Champions League, we're already through to the round of 16 automatically. Yeah. Just give me your overall look in terms of how you're viewing the season. Any signings? We're still in January. I know there's 2 more weeks or a week and a half left of the window. What are your thoughts on ending the window and going forward for the rest of the season?
Yeah, definitely. So 3 points there. So first, on the end of the window, we've got to bring in somebody, either an attacker or a striker, possibly a center forward. At this point, I'm very much of the opinion that we should look at a loan if we can't do a straight out buy. There seems to be a lot of teams in this window that are tracking players late on, but I think a loan situation might be most likely before the deadline. Expect to see something happen before the deadline, and it probably will be in the form of a loan or a short buy. That's on the transfer window. On the Champions League, we're doing really, really well. I don't foresee us winning the Champions League. I do still see a lot of structural challenges there, but it is really impressive. In this new format, we've been able to maintain our power, and that's been really huge. And then for the Premier League, look, the Premier League is very far away from our hopes at this point, but it's not impossible. A couple of games could turn our favor, and Liverpool could drop points in March and April, and it's a whole different ball game. So I think as much as we can do doom and gloom on the Premier League, and it does look highly unlikely, I wouldn't count us out yet. We have a big game against Man City. Let's go Gunners. Let's beat Man City, and let's take it to the Premier League.
Great as always, Jonathan. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, man.
And I'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Yeah,
peace.